Hey guys, my name is Landon Nelson, and this is my introduction to my leadership style. And I say introduction because it seems like the more I think and the more I get into things, the more my leadership style changes. First and foremost, I've always felt like to be a good leader, you have to be a leader in the trenches. You can't be a general in the trenches. You can't be a general in the office. That's the one thing that I really like to make a big deal about. Whenever, hopefully in the future when I get a chance to interview for administrative jobs. If I'm in the office, I'm not visible to the students, I'm not visible to the teachers. And I think a lot of times with teachers, if you're not visible with them, and with students, if you're not visible with them, they don't think you're actually helping them. So I want to try to be as visible as I possibly can, because by being visible with them and always around, hopefully that's going to help foster, trust with not only just teachers, but also with students. So, and by also being visible, that's going to give me a chance to build relationships. One of the things that I feel that's very important as a teacher and as a coach currently is the ability to build relationships. I feel like a lot of times your most successful teachers, they don't necessarily may have the greatest skill set when it comes to pedagogy or practices, but what they can do is they build relationships with the students, and they can motivate students by building that relationship. Students trust them, so there's trust, there's a great relationship there, and because of that they get to motivate, and students who are more motivated, do a better job than students who are not. So I want to be visible with the students, and I want to be visible with the teachers by being out there in the trenches with them. I also want to make a big deal about empowering teachers. As a coach, I can't tell you the times that we've gone through in different systems where we had no administrative support whatsoever in what we were doing. We knew if we made a decision, even though it was the morally or ethically right decision to do, if any parent complained, we would have no support. So I want to make sure that my students and my teachers know that I support them 100% in my leadership style. And not only do I support the teachers, but I want to make sure they have the freedom to experiment in their classrooms. Yeah, we know that we talk about best practices, we talk about certain keywords and buzzwords in education, and different types of research-based projects that we do, and research-based programs that we've used. But when do we ever give teachers the freedom to experiment, to sit there and try something, to break the program that they're using and say, hey, you know what, I think there may be a better way. And that's one of the things I want to make sure I do a good job with as an administrator working with teachers, is to know that with me you have freedom of academics. We still got to teach the standard, and we still got to be prepared for the test, for CCRPI scores, but the journey to get there can be a little different. Also, with students, I want to make sure that I empower them so that they're the ones leading the instruction in the classroom. When I walk into a room, I want to be able to hear students talk, and I want to hear students engaged. Because if students aren't talking, isn't leading instruction, chances are they're probably not engaged. If students are engaged, then they're not learning. If students aren't learning, then why in the world are we even here? Because the goal of education is to learn. Leadership has changed drastically in the last 10, 15 years, and I believe I talk about this in my post-instruction. When you look at it, the way things used to be, I believe it was transactional, or was the word we're looking for, and it's definitely not transformational. Things have changed. The way you have to build relationships now have changed, and if you don't get on board, you're going to get left behind. So as of right now, this is my current leadership philosophy, which will probably change in the next 2 weeks from the information we learned in this class.